I think they were surprised how fast they were able to advance inside Aleppo.
Syrian opposition forces have taken control of most of Aleppo, the country's second largest city, after an advance that killed dozens of government soldiers in a major challenge to President Bashar al-Assad. Over the past week, opposition fighters have carried out a surprise sweep through government-held towns and reigniting a conflict that had been largely static for years. It is the first time Syrian rebels have set foot in Aleppo since government forces regained control during the civil war 8 years ago.
I think they are in a way inspired by Taliban experience in Afghanistan. So they are trying to copy that model. So they are trying to control the city, and they are trying to let the locals to control the city.
The Syrian civil war, one of the most devastating conflicts of the 21st century, has been raging for 13 years. The conflict started in 2011 as Syrians started protesting against the government of President al-Assad as part of the pro-democracy uprisings that swept the Middle East that year. The demonstrations were met with a deadly crackdown by security forces, and the violence led some of the members of the Syrian military to defect to the opposition camp. With the support of Hezbollah, Iran, and Russia, the Syrian government recaptured large parts of the country, including the city of Aleppo, in 2016. Aleppo residents and opposition fighters were seen rejoicing their return to the city on Saturday after a decade of control by al-Assad's forces and his allies.
Thank God we have returned to Aleppo after 10 years. We arrived and can finally see it. Thank God, after avoiding the regime's army checkpoints, we managed to enter it.
On Saturday, Syria's military said that dozens of its troops had been killed in the offensive. It acknowledged that rebel forces had entered the city, but claimed that they were unable to establish solid positions and reinforcements were arriving in preparation for a counter-offensive. In response to the advance, the Russian Air Force on Friday launched an aerial offensive against Syrian armed opposition forces in Aleppo. Russia has also promised to send extra military aid to thwart the rebels, which would start arriving in the next 72 hours. Afua Baah, City News.